Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Another wonderful week to entertain, educate, and allow people to understand what's going on in the pirate community. And today we have Joe. Joe, what is happening in your world today?
How you doing, Russ? What's happening in my world?
Yeah,
I don't know. Every day's a holiday. So
every day's a holiday.
every day's a holiday. I got that from an old mentor, and I think it's a Marine saying, but I got that from an old mentor long time ago. And when I worked at Rentway, one of the big three in the rent to own at the time. And he used to say, every day's a holiday. And I loved it. It's like a mantra. And so I looked it up, and it's actually a big saying. Every day's a holiday. Every meal's a feast. Every paycheck's a lottery. Every walk is a parade. And if you live by that mantra, man, I mean, just even saying it actually, energizes me a little bit. So,
yeah. So for those that don't know you, that haven't met you, haven't connected on LinkedIn yet, talk a little bit about your history and why you're here on the Pirate Broadcast, because, not everybody's connected on LinkedIn yet. I don't know why that is. I don't know how that happens, but people should connect with you and connect with Joe and let him know that Russ sent you. So
yeah, let him know. Hey, I seen you on the Pirate Broadcast, because now I'm a pirate.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's a good thing. Well, my story. Yeah. Well, it starts off long ago in a galaxy far, far away. No, I was in the military. I'm a disabled vet. When I got out, one leg shorter than the other. I have pins in my hip. So got out, loved the military, learned a lot from it. When I got out, there was a few years like trying to find myself, but I settled in rent to own. I worked in loss prevention for TJ Maxx and Lowe's. And I loved doing that. But I went into work for Rentway at the time, and I just found my niche in the rent to own world, and selling to people and helping them do things. And it was just, I found my niche, worked in rent to own, went from Rentway, Rent-A-Center, went to Aaron's, Rosie Rentals, where I met a fabulous mentor there, Michael Bennett. He's the CEO at Buddy's Home Furnishings now, but terrific mentor, great friend. And we just built something together within that franchise of Aaron's. And I had a great team at that time as well. Once I got out of Aaron's, I worked at Acceptance Now for a little bit, and then I found Acima. Or actually, Acima found me, which was Simple Finance at the time, but that was almost 5 years ago. And I just started thinking, how could I really start to network and get more things out of the business? Because my job at Acima is to sign up different furniture, mattress, appliance, wheel and tire retailers.
Right.
And so how could I maximize that? And I knew so many people, even over the years at Aaron's and Rentway, people branched off and did so many other things.
It's amazing what happens when you stay in contact and stay in touch with people.
Right. And we were in contact on LinkedIn, but I never used LinkedIn like I use it now.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of connections.
Yeah.
I just never used it. And then I started
because you weren't aware of the value, or you just hadn't.
I wasn't aware of the value.
Yeah. Okay.
I was not aware of the value. That's the best way to put it. I wasn't aware of the value. And then
somebody needed to educate you.
Yeah. I had to be educated on it, not sold on it. I took it upon myself though. And I think I partnered with Ira Bowman. And we talked about, God, I've known Ira for probably about 3 years. And we talked at one time, and he gave me some tips about, what to do. And then I think it was this year, after I was doing stuff on LinkedIn, but this year after I had that, or last year after I had that mini stroke in November, I started losing weight. I started feeling really good. I go, you know what? I'm 100% in on LinkedIn. I'm going to do my best to post every day.
Yeah.
That's not a realistic goal, everybody. I mean, I guess you could do it, but you got to stay on top of posts all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're working, it's not there, but I do probably about three to four posts a week. But anyways, I get on LinkedIn and I just started connecting with people, sending them messages, connecting with others, and creating value. And one of the things that I saw in there, and I read it in a book from Daniel Disney, the £1 Million LinkedIn Message, or I might be crushing his title, and I'm sorry, Daniel, if you see this. But I was reading it in there in one of the books, and he's right, connecting with other people and starting a rapport with them. And then LinkedIn can't be about you all the time. It's 80% about creating value to everybody else and 20% about you. So that's when I started going like this. All right, Motivational Monday. That's great. Yeah. Started doing different things out there to help them, help others, like connect with each other. And then I met a great group of people, like I was already connected with them, but we started conversing more. You, Russ, Erica, Ira, Virginia, Rob Deptford, Damon, Tina Oliver, Christopher Nesbitt. I started Nick Dorsey and Nick Reynolds. I started connecting with so many people that Kelly Robinson, Kelly, great person too. I don't want to forget you, Kelly, because you text me this morning and said, good luck. And
the rest of the show going down the list of people that are awesome.
Right. But it was great stuff that, they all talked and cared about everybody in there. And we just started forming a network and started talking to people. And that's how I've done signups before. I've learned a lot from everybody. And so I just started using LinkedIn more and more and more. And even one of the tools that I'm keeping close to my chest right now, that Erica Warfield taught me was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And it was great. And if you're not connected with me, please connect with me. I really believe in helping people grow their business. But it's also about helping others and meeting other people, because some people don't understand what I do, Russ. I mean, it's Joe, the finance guy. And that's a whole nother story in itself, how I end up branding myself.
That is a funny story. And then also, I love your tagline, your hashtag, be educated, not sold.
Yep.
Because relationships are built and based on our ability to add value to the equation. And this, and I don't have to speak to you about this, but it's so many people, it's like we laugh and we kid about the pitch, the request to connect and the pitch. It's like boom, boom, 1, 2 pitch and connect and pitch. And it's like, that's not really the way we live. It's not the way that we operate. And you love the opportunity to educate people about what's going on and offer them some value. And not everybody's a client. Not everybody is necessarily somebody that you want. However, you don't know where people are going to go. Just like we talked about, you don't know where they're going to go next.
And you don't know who they know.
Yeah. And you don't know who they know.
Right. Because there are people out there that I know this person to this person to this person. And I believe that's great. How I will tell you how hashtag be educated, not sold came about. And I'll throw this out because if he should be watching. Sean Stevenette, one of the managing partners of Acima Credit, him and I were on the phone talking. And when I came on board, Aaron Allred is the CEO, great guy. I remember talking to him when I first started, and I don't think he expected Indiana or how many like this type of ASM would do that much in just Indiana.
Uh-huh.
And I've done very well in there. But Sean and I remember being on the back porch, and most of my ideas come from just talking.
Yeah.
And him and I spitfire. Sean Stevenette, great guy. Him and I, he's just such a creative mind. And when him and I start talking, we're just bouncing ideas off each other. What if we do this? What if we do that? What if we do this? And I remember one time we were talking, we're talking about like other companies just signing up and not giving them the value or talking about the whole truth about tertiary financing.
Yeah.
No credit needed financing.
Yeah.
And we're not saying everything about that or not, doing that. But, I know ASEMA, we are very open. We call people and email them, text them, before their 90 days are even up to let them know, hey, listen, we don't charge the merchant on our regular plan. We don't charge it. We have e-commerce platforms. But anyways, him and I were spitballing. I go, God, I wish there was something about, we need to educate them. Merchants need to be educated, not sold.
Yeah.
He goes like this. Yeah. And he goes, man, be educated, not sold. And we just started doing it and it just came out. I go, my gosh, I'm taking that tag.
Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag be educated, not sold. And that's how it came about. And there are so many things that came about when him and I have talked in the past. I know I used to, when I first came on board, I believed in 3 things to get a merchant to start selling. And I still believe that. The first one is a catchy slogan. You got to have some sort of slogan, thanks for calling Joe's Tires, home of the right away layaway, and just something like that. And he was like, right away layaway. I go, yeah, because the 90 days is basically a layaway. It's just, they're just paying an extra $50. Isn't that basically what it is? If they pay it off in 90 days and they get to drive away with it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I go, just remember where that came from. And it was just little things like that started it, and just a great person. And another, Greg Adams, who is a great friend of mine, and he's also I was an ASM prior to him. He'll tell everybody Joe mentored me, and I took the VP spot when he finally took over VP here. It was just awesome. So he's actually my boss now. But great friend, awesome. Great guy. Yep.
Awesome. We have a few people in the room that you might know. Gabriel, do you know you're connected with Gabriel?
I think I am. And I see Gabriel when I'm watching the Pirate broadcast too. How you doing, Gabriel? Good morning.
And Mel's here. Happy day, everyone. So she's awesome. She's my right hand. Randy up in Canada, up in the great north, is here. So
good. Hey, Randy.
We have Srathi. He's always here. He's always just as awesome as ever. And so I want to just give a few shout outs to a few people here in the room. And the thing that really amazes me about the pirate community is that there are people that show up on a regular basis and support each other.
Yep.
And that's the whole theme is it's like, okay, when we're working together and we can offer a little bit of kindness and consideration and empathy and, patience. And it is about educating. It is about sharing what we know and offering some value to everyone that is surrounding us, and it's really challenging to be able to be, kind of trying to figure it out.
Right.
You were in the start, it's like, okay, thanks for serving in the military, by the way. And I'm sure that, that period afterward, you're going through this process of like, okay, what do I do now?
A little bit.
And it takes time, right?
It does. It did. I was, when I got out, I was in, was I still married at the time? I was married at the time. I've been married twice. The second time to my best friend in the whole wide world. We've been married for 20 years and 4 beautiful children. and 2 grandchildren together.
Awesome.
But I got out, and I think in a matter of maybe 2 months or whatever, got divorced from my first wife, or annulled, whatever it is. I can't even remember back that long. But it was, and I was trying to find myself. I was in Florida at the time, living in Boca Raton, Florida. My grandparents lived down there, so I loved the house.
Yeah.
And it was just great. I love
Great area.
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I would get up in the morning and just sit out on the patio out. It was just beautiful. They had a pool. I felt like Magnum PI at the time. For all the millennials out there, Magnum PI was a hero of mine back in the 80s. So just wanted to throw it out there, along with Don Johnson, but whatever. And but it was awesome. It was great. So I love that time being out there with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you found your way. You're embedded in the business you're in now. You're still educating people, and you're still providing value and offering assistance to people that need a little help and assistance along the way. So
yeah, I'm part of there's a lot of I'm part of the mattress salespeople group. A lot of great people on there. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce Jeff G and G. Sorry, Jeff, if you're watching this, I'm not going to even butcher your name. Jeff G. Yeah, Gardner's Mattresses and More, and Robert Wilson Barnes, Darv Yoder. There's so many people part of that community that I got to know. Ryan Bishop, Travis, and they're all in this group, and we talk and we help each other. And I usually, for myself, there's other finance companies in there, and you'll never ever hear me or say anything bad about the other finance companies. I actually encourage some of their posts that they do. And it's just such a great community of people that come together and we talk. And that's on the Facebook side. I have my own Facebook page, joethefinanceguy.com. And even my own website. Yeah. That's how, as I started branding myself, not to change a little bit, but that was one of the things I thought made me better ASM for ASEMA, a better salesperson for ASEMA, because I started branding myself. I remember talking to Lauren Acosta, who's on LinkedIn, and she was really big about talking about branding herself. And same thing, I think Shay Rawbottom did it, but I really heard it more from Miss Acosta. And I started thinking, well, how could I brand myself? And this was maybe 2 years ago. And normally, besides COVID-19, I'm usually dressed in suit, tie, and I have my fedora on. And I'm trying to think, well, man, what could I brand myself? Because my wife was talking about, well, we need a logo with it too. Yeah. And I was going, well, what do I call it? Financing by Joe? What do we do? My merchants were trying to refer me because I've signed up.
Talk to Joe, the finance guy.
Right. Well, and that's what they were trying to get me a website to go like this. You should get financing by Joe. You just go here to GoDaddy. And I'm going, and I'm thinking to myself, the person that told me at that time, I'm thinking he's probably going on and buying that right then and there. So I'm going to have to pay a bunch of money. Yeah. And he was in one area of Indiana. Then another area of Indiana, somebody said, you need something that really rolls off the tongue that I could refer people to you. And I go, is it so hard to give them my phone number? Is it? And, but they were talking about, something catchy. So I went home that weekend and we were talking about the logo and how should I brand myself? And Joe, the finance guy, came out. So I got online I almost said Big Daddy, GoDaddy.com, and I bought joethefinanceguy.com. And
I think that's brilliant, Joe. I think that's really brilliant, actually.
And that's what I thought. I go, all right, great. So then I had a sign up thing there. I did it all myself because I didn't want to brand, I was branding me, not ASEMA in there, because ASEMA has its own website. I can talk about me and what I could do and what I could offer to people. And then my sign up thing for merchants is right on there. And once I did that, my wife goes like this, you know what? I'm going to make your logo and I'm going to put the hat on there. Because everybody talks about the hat. because
Yeah.
I wear fedoras and stuff like. When you're bald, you gotta.
Well, I historically always have I have a hat as well.
I
So
see. I seen that in the picture. I was
yeah,
probably just Russ even does it. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Oh,
But
I've always networking events and everything else. It's I got
I
the hat.
like it. I love fedoras. I love the way it looks, and it reminds me of my grandfather. He used to dress up like that, and
Uh-huh.
not many people do that anymore. And I just
Yeah.
like it, so I wear it. So she put it on there. She did the logo for me and everything, and I was like, "Oh man, that is awesome!" And then we
Yeah.
trademarked the logo. So
Nice.
yeah, that was. I'm My wife is the brand. She's the CEO of the Stepke household. I'm CFO.
Yeah.
I have no say in anything, but she's CEO. So and
Keeps you in line.
yes, she does. I just write the checks. It's okay.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, I know that life is an adventure, and we're going through this whole COVID thing, and we're not really sure where it's going to end or how it's going to end. And I just know that connecting with people like yourself, and people that are upbeat and offering value and assistance, and it's like you got some feedback, you need something to bounce off of. It's nice to have a network and a community around you that you can actually, the pirate community is really good about that. I can reach out and talk to anyone, Sherry Lawley and Vicky O'Neill and Lori Knudsen, Angie and Jill, and all of these individuals that are really supportive, and I have over 150 people that have been on the show. So it's really starting to grow, and, having a Facebook page. And the challenge I have now is that I've been working from home for over 10 years. And so my life inherently hasn't really changed a lot, except that I don't get to go out to the movies and go out to dinner. And it's been busy. I mean, I have been busy, fortunately, knock on wood. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that are struggling. So anytime we can actually offer a little bit of kindness, a little bit of consideration, a little bit of empathy, I think is a good thing. So
I love that about you. I would say if I had to, I don't want to say that there's a bright spot in COVID-19, but for myself, working from home, I
yeah.
have, over the years, with the SEMA, I've signed up. I think it's over 1,000 locations I've signed up, and I come from the train of thought, and another one of my taglines that I tell all my merchants is, think of me as your Jake from State Farm, except my name's Joe Stepke and I wear dress pants, not khakis. I don't think I'm that hideous either, but whatever. And so, I really believe in answering the phone when somebody calls, helping them out, and whenever they need to. And I remember this came out, and one of the retailers who actually he signed up with the SEMA but doesn't do business with me. We're just friends on the mattress salespeople group. He called me up. He goes, "Joe, what's your take on this? What would you do?" I started talking about e-commerce. We have an e-commerce platform. I think that's where some of this is going to go, where people are going to do their selling at.
Yeah.
And I believe, just like what you're saying, is that people come together and help out. And that's where I think for myself, how can I give value back to help people in the community that need it? If somebody calls me up, I'm going to help them. Whether they do business with me or not, I rather be there and help them. But since I've been home and working from my office here, I have been more productive because I've been able to touch more people.
Yeah.
I've got to talk to great people that, I got 5 signups coming this week just from me just talking to people. And
it's amazing.
Yeah. And showing them, giving them a different point of view, but actually being me. One of the last things I would tell you is, well, not meaning last, but just throwing out there, because I know you try to keep it half hour, and I go, a half hour is all I get, Russ? That's terrible. No, I'm okay. I believe that if you're there for people and you're talking to them and you're giving them value, they'll help you. They'll want to sign up with you. They'll want to be there, just being real with them, giving them something. I give them ways on how to grow their business.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm not just I would say like I don't want to, it's not fake. I'm a chameleon. When I talk to a person, I could find something that I have in common with them.
If you talk with someone long enough, you'll always find a common thread.
Right. I'm a comic book nerd, as you could tell from the background. You could tell I didn't wear it today, but this is the pirate Batman costume that I have actually made, but not DC trademark, but whatever. I'm not selling it. That's mine. But anyways, I'm a comic book nerd. I'm a disabled vet. I'm a grandfather. I'm married for 20 years. I'm married to New York Italian. So that always, somebody usually says everything. And my wife, she is my best friend.
Yeah.
She really is. She's somebody that I know that I could talk to no matter what. And behind every great person, there's a greater one. Oh, she's mine, because if I was even down about something or whatever, she's the one that kicks me in the butt and goes, get going. You got to do this. So, but
she motivates you. She keeps you on your toes. Everything about it.
Right. But I think the chameleon part in all sales is important, because you got to be able to talk to anybody.
Well, it's relatable. It's the ability to relate.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. And I think it's more about how can I connect with an individual at a personal level?
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And it's really, that's what we all crave. It's like, I just want somebody that gets me for a second. It's just like, I want to know, I just want to have a conversation. And I think that's the biggest thing, the benefit of going through this as humanity, is that we're learning what we don't necessarily need to hold on to and hang on to. We can release a few things that we thought we needed, and maybe change the way we're looking at things. And now's a perfect opportunity to actually learn and educate ourselves on some of the things that are important.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of the things that we really need to maybe expand our value in, rather than just show up and, punch the clock. There's some other things that are important in our lives. And
I agree.
People and relationships are top of the list in my book. So.
Oh, I agree with you. And I've just forged such a great network of people through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through a bunch of places that it's amazing. I really appreciate everybody out there. I couldn't even say anything else. And I like helping people, because when I see other retailers, whether it be automotive, furniture, or mattress, when I see that they're struggling with something, I want to help them grow their business.
Yeah.
If I could give them value, they're going to tell other people about me. And, there were different things I did at the rent to owns when we grew that I could incorporate to some of the businesses. And it's great. It's just so relatable to what I'm doing. And then talking to an actual business owner that I'm going, you know what, have you ever thought about going out there and doing a breakfast blitz on a Thursday?
Yeah.
You go like this. Well, what's a breakfast blitz? Go to McDonald's, buy a bunch of breakfast. This was pre-COVID-19.
Yes. Yeah.
But you go out to McDonald's, buy a bunch of breakfast burritos, and have your flyers and put them on people's, go walk a neighborhood block and put them on the doors or something like that. And I go, you do it in the morning, on a Thursday, because you're getting team building in as well as putting the flyers up. And they start going, well, why would I do that? Because when do most people get paid? And Russ, when do most people get paid? On a Friday, right?
Friday.
So if you're doing it on Thursday morning, they're probably at work, but when they come home, they see the flyer. Guess what you just did? You planted the seed. You planted that seed for that customer. So then when they see the flyer and when they get paid Friday, they go, hey, you know what? Yeah, we need 4 new tires. Hey, we need, another mattress. We need some new furniture. It was just another way of trying to help. And
that's farmers planting seeds concept.
Yep. And I love doing that. I really love thinking, how can I help people grow their business?
Yeah.
So that's me in a nutshell. It's not just about be educated, not sold. It's about when somebody signs up with me, they get me.
Yeah.
They get me. They get my personality. They get me helping them grow their business versus just, hey, I signed them up. See you later. Bye. No, I'm in it for life with them.
Well, and I appreciate you as an individual, and we don't do business together other than the fact that we do,
social media
shenanigans. We cause some shenanigans here and there on occasion, and so it's one of those things that I may meet somebody, and maybe you can help them. So that's the long game. It's like just add value, and it always seems to come back to us. So.
Hey, Russ, since we're on, we should do a plug about social media concierge, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like the nonprofit that you and I are doing together.
Yeah.
We're part of that group and stuff. So,
and yeah, it's a group of individuals that are really producing some good work for nonprofits. And we've been out there doing some nonprofits. If you want to find out more about it, go to social media concierge and the hashtag. You can go find us on LinkedIn, and Ira Bowman, Erica, Rob Detford, I, and
Virginia.
Virginia is out there.
Yep.
And it's just, some people doing some, we're adding some value and helping some people along the way. So,
yep, I agree. We've done, I love what we've done so far together. It's such a awesome feeling.
And it's fun to just kind of hang out and do something different for along the way.
All those Zoom calls that we do. I love this. I mean, I know we're taking a break this week on doing something, but I'm glad we're still having the Zoom call on Friday, because that's awesome to me. I treat it like, oh wow, I'm having I'm with the Brady Bunch of friends on my Zoom thing or whatever. So I love being able to talk with you guys every week. That's awesome.
It is amazing to think that people that have never met before face to face can come together and become friends and hang out together and jump on a Zoom call. And 10 years ago, this wasn't really a thing, and social media has changed the way we do it, and it's a catch-22. Sometimes it's like, okay, I need to get off for a minute and just take a break. And then the other thing is, it's like, I wonder what's happening. It's like, it's like, I want to check in. So, and I just want to give a shout out, Joe, to a couple of people. Darren, Celeste, Gabriel is in here. Con, Arcot, Wendy, Kelly Robinson.
Woohoo, Kelly.
She said Don Johnson. LOL.
I got pictures too. You should see the pictures I got. Oh my God.
Yeah, Lori Knudsen says she loves Magna PI as well. Good Monday morning, gentlemen, from Rob Detford.
Good morning, Rob.
Kenyatta said, yeah, Russ Johns, Joseph Stepke. She said something else. Pirate Broadcast, yeah. She goes, that's a nice fancy mug you got there, Russ. Like my Pirate Broadcast.
That is good.
And Kenyatta, thank you so much. Always loved comic books too, Joseph. So.
Yeah. See, and I think it's a way. I'm going to be 50 this year. The comic books is always a way. It was a way for me to escape, and I could go on there. I know Ira and I. What we go back and forth on. Ira loves Superman. I love Batman. Erica said Batman's an emotional deviant. When we're talking. And I know it's all fun and games. I think it's hilarious that they do that, but it's just something else to talk about. And I've been collecting statues, figures, comic book memorabilia I didn't even do this in high school. Believe it or not, it was after the military or during the military is when I started.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even do it. I liked Batman in high school, but not to the extent of what I got in the back cave right now. This is a whole basement of. I'm like the dad from Silver Spoons. It's almost like I got arcade machines in the basement. This is awesome. So
That is fantastic.
yes, it is.
Well, Joe, I really appreciate you and the work that you do and the creativity that you bring to the table. And if you're not connected, connect with Joe, LinkedIn, find him, track him down, be educated, not sold.
Yep.
Joe, the finance guy. So,
.com. Yes, please do. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And until tomorrow, kindness is cool. Smiles are free. And you enjoy the day.
Will do.
Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.